is your will, my master?
Hey, what's up, Eric? Quick demo video for you for your Watto's Junkyard and Lux Ventress hilt. This was one half of the staff that you could do, right, if you had the maul on the other side. But I finished this yesterday and just finished wrapping up the sound fonts that you gave me. Of the 10 that you sent me, 2 of them were kind of corrupt and not working correctly. So I got the 8 on here successfully. There's a copy of your config file on your SD card. So you can see what I did, and then you can build from that as well. Okay. This is installed with the Proffie V2. It's a 2-button setup. Your front switch here is your activation, and your back is your auxiliary. This Switchbox is very unique and a little bit difficult to install. It is, if you look at it closely, it almost looks like it's floating up a little bit because there is a SLS printed piece that goes on top of the switches, and then there's this metal crate that gets glued down. I only glued it in the middle because the grills on the back side or the front side and the back side, they need to be able to actuate down into the switches, if that makes sense. So it's all nice and it's secure. There is a small set screw right there that's holding everything in place. So it's good to go. You've got CC sabers in here for your lit PCB. I designed this chassis, as you saw. I posted a picture of the chassis as I was designing it because it's not something that I typically do, but it incorporates a crystal chamber because there is a crystal right here. It's very hard to see through the vents right now, but you'll see it when I light it up. It's a double pointed quartz crystal. It's real quartz. I did crack it for light refraction, and it looks really good when it's all lit up. But to get to everything, you just want to unscrew your handle. It's a super tight fit to get everything to fit in here properly. There is just enough room in this handle to fit an 18650 removable battery and a 28mm speaker. There's not even just a tenth more room, right? And I backed that battery up all the way to the threads right here. So that's what we did there. And then here's your chassis. I just tried to make the chassis design match the venting on the front of the saber. Trying to have a little bit of fun with that. That's what I did there. I weathered this chassis with some silver and some bronze rub and buff because you had me weather the actual chassis too, or the actual saber. When this guy came, it was a shiny chrome, right? And then we busted it down a little bit. Your Proffie board's right here. Now this Proffie board is held down with some E6000 on both sides of the board because it wanted to pop up just the tiniest bit. There's a lot of wires under this board and not a whole lot of room to work. So it needed a little bit of E6000. But the good thing about E6000 is it holds very tight, but you can pop the board up if you need to. You're not going to damage anything. It's almost like an elastic material. But when you do that and you put it back down, I would suggest getting some E6000 and using it to hold it back down. I just used this small guy right here. And, I got about 3 or 4 of these. This one bottle right here, or tube or whatever, will probably last me 6 months. I mean, that's how little you need. And then you got a Smuggler's Outpost emblem right here, and a Smuggler's Outpost 28mm a 28mm speaker. This is the Elite version. So let's throw a battery in here. Actually, before we do, let's talk about the pommels. So I showed you the pommel here. This is weathered. Probably not going to show up super good on camera. But this guy comes with 3 different pommels and a coupler. I weathered this pommel. I weathered this one. So that one's good to go. I also weathered your coupler in case you ever want to make the maul staff. So that's good to go. The only pommel I didn't weather was the static one because this is installed. So, I didn't think you'd ever use the static one. So that's in your box. All right. Now let's throw a battery in here. Battery is a super tight fit. It's like that on purpose. As you can see, I got that crystal pulsating on this particular font when the saber's off, but it is on a timer. So it will go off eventually. All right, and then we'll just take this and slide this on. Very snug, but everything goes on exactly like it should. Come over here and hit activation. Auxiliary. Blade lock up. Now I didn't give you swing on because it was going off on me accidentally when I was trying to put the saber together. So you do need to hit the button or the switch to turn the saber on, but you have got twist off. Okay. We'll throw a blade in this guy. It takes a 7/8 inch blade and the blade fits in beautifully. This is pretty much a brand new blade I made for testing. It hasn't been sanded at all, and it fits like a glove in this saber. Go to another sound font. Before we do that, we'll play your soundtracks. Now, I went ahead and I took the soundtracks you gave me and I just distributed them evenly throughout the sound fonts, right? You can mix and match those however you want. You got an unstable blade here, and then you got an unstable crystal too.
What fun! What fun!
Your crystal pulsating. Everything is super solid in this guy. Blade lock up. You see that in your crystal?
Induction. Ignition.
Again, the crystal pulsing. And then I gave you the staggered ignition.
The white.
This white blade, white crystal. The saber's plenty loud. Unlight stable. Unstable crystal. Just like that. We'll take the blade out. Yeah, everything in this saber is solid. It was a joy to work on. The only thing that tripped me up just a hair was the Switchbox solution that I had to come up with. I've never had to do anything like this before, but I think we got it. It's nice and solid, and it works like it should, right? But when you're all done, you can come over here from the positive side of the battery by the speaker, and you can pop the battery out with your finger just like that. And that, sir, is pretty much your Ventress. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, this guy can go out in the mail to you today. All right, thanks.